What's going on, Inner Warriors? Alex from Inner War Strength here. Today, I wanted to talk about how to log your workouts. But before we get into that, check out this sick Inner War powerlifting hoodie. Get it only from innerwarstrength.co. Now, why should you log your workouts? I mean, for me, this is a complete no-brainer, right? If you want to measure your progress and if you actually want to be able to track your progress and make better training decisions, you need to be tracking and logging your workouts. Why? Well, because they give you valuable data in order to make training decisions later on. So if you're trying to get your squat up, for instance, then you're going to be consulting your training log to see what you did last time, right? And obviously, it's a fairly straightforward thing to log your workouts, right? Now, one of the big mistakes that people do is use their phone to log their workouts. All right. Now, why is this a mistake, and what should you be doing instead? Now, using your phone to log your workout is a mistake for, I would say, three reasons. Number one, your phone is basically built to distract you. Okay, maybe you finish a set and then you sit down to log what you wrote. Oh, what do you know? I got a notification on Instagram. Oh, I got an email. Oh, have a missed call. Oh, let me check the time. Oh, let me just check my emails real quick. Before you know it, you spent 20 minutes on your phone and you haven't even written down the set that you wanted to note down in your training log. Number two reason you shouldn't be logging on your phone is because your phone might get stolen. It might break. Something might happen to it, right? So guess what? If you lose your phone and you don't have backups, or you're not, uploading everything to the cloud, then, guess what? There goes all your training, right? There goes your entire training history, your entire training log. It's gone and you're fucked basically. All right. So, why would you put your training log, why would you have that liability, right? There's just no need for that. And the number three reason is, um, quite simply, it's just way more complicated to use your phone than use a simple notebook. There's nothing more simple than just, getting a little notebook, uh, opening up to the page that you're on, writing it down with a pen, closing it, and then going into your next set. I mean, there's no need to overcomplicate things. And as human beings, we are often enamored with complexity. Whereas, most of the time, the simplest things just work the best. All right. So leave your phone in your gym bag, as I've said in another video, or better yet, in your car. Forget about it. What you should be doing is using a notebook. All right. Now, this I log all my workouts on just simple notebooks, right? These are all the notebooks I've used over the years. I've been tracking my training for around 6 years now. So, not my entire training career, but a significant part of it for sure. So these are all the workout logs that I've made over the years. You can see they're quite substantial. And it's just a simple notebook. Okay. So, I tend to use these kind of more little ones. I've used these kind of A5 sized ones in the past as well. Right. This kind of style. Anything that'll fit in your bag, in your gym bag, it'll do just fine, right? And just get like a normal just a ballpoint pen or pencil or whatever. Pen is better, of course, because it'll last longer. Just get a simple ballpoint pen and dedicate a single page to every workout. That's how I do it. You don't have to do it like that. You can figure out what works for you, but the simplest thing for me is just to dedicate one page to the workout. So you can see this was on the 23rd of November in 2020. So, more than almost, 6 years ago now. So that day I had squat and press. Okay. And I write down every single set I do, including my warm-ups. Let's see if we can get that to focus. There we go. Okay. So you can see I started off with set of 10 with the bar, set of 5, 60 kilos, uh, set of 500 kilos, set of 540, single at 160. I think that's a single. at 170, or set of three actually, 175, and the set of three at 160, or a single at 175. I'm not sure. My handwriting's pretty lousy, I guess. Um, and you can see over time, you can see the progress that you made, right? So that was just one particular workout on the 23rd of November, and I can go to the next squat and press workout, and I can see, okay, yeah, it was probably a triple. Anyway, and um, I can see that I increase weight, and I can track my progress over time, right? Now, there's there's a number of benefits to logging your workouts, apart from just, being able to see what you're doing and make decisions about what you can do in your next training session, right? Because, if you're just thinking, oh, I don't need to log my work. I just remember what I did last week. My memory is amazing, right? Like, I don't need to I don't need to track everything. I don't need to write it down in a notebook or anything. I can just remember it. You're not going to remember every single set you did over the course of many, many years of training. And you should be logging your workouts, because you will also be able to see that over time, once you've built like a library of training logs, you'll be able to see the progress that you've made in a very vital way, right? In a very real way. There's a big difference between, looking at a spreadsheet on your phone, like maybe you're on Google Sheets or whatever, or using the Notes app on your phone or whatever, and thumbing through a well-worn notebook, right? Now, you might call it romantic, whatever, but there's something a lot more real about that experience. There's like something a lot more real about going through these notebooks and knowing that I wrote down this training log on that specific day, right? And I was probably, it was written down as soon as I finished the set as well. Um, so there's a good way for you to there's also, there's also the benefit of just knowing, oh, that first time I deadlifted, here it is, here's a PR I did on the 25th of November 2020, right? Deadlift 212.5 kilos for a triple. That was the first time I ever did 212.5 kilos for a triple on deadlift, right? It's right there, black and white. Okay. It's good to know how far you've come, you know, looking through those looking through these notebooks, looking through your training logs. And it's also a good motivator, it's a reminder of, oh, you know, um, it's a reminder of the progress you've made over the years. Okay. And that in itself can be quite motivating. All right. So yeah, I mean, in terms of notation as well, I like to keep it super simple. So um like I said, I just write down the exercise that I did. Here it is. There's an example. So exercise, here I did deadlifts, right? And then just write down every single set that I did on that day for that exercise. Sets and reps. So, 5 reps at 60 kilos, etc., etc. Okay. Just keep it super, super simple. There's no need to complicate things. Here, like for instance, I had bench. You see there's a 0 there. That means I failed that rep. T-bar rows, it says 8 by 40 kilos, and then 3 sets of 8 at 60 kilos. Super simple. It's not rocket science. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just write down your sets and reps. Should you log your accessory work as well? Yeah, of course you should. You should log every single thing you did in the gym, right? Even if it was just recovery work or whatever it is. Just note it all down. One thing I also like to do is, if there was something that stood out to me in a particular set, or a rep even, I like to note that down. So if something felt really smooth, then I will write down next to that set smooth or something. Or if something felt really rough, or there was something that was bothering me specifically, like maybe I had like a dodgy, dodgy elbow or something. Something was bothering me. I'll note that down too, because that will help me the next week when I go back and make a decision about, oh, what am I supposed to doing this week? I can go back and see, last week this thing was bothering me, so maybe I should pay attention to that this week, or maybe I should do some additional work on that thing before I do anything else. Okay, so training logs can help you make decisions about your recovery too. So don't underestimate the power of a good training log. Now, in terms of notebooks as well, like I said, I mean, there's nothing crazy about the notebooks I use. I prefer, this one is whatever, like a moleskin notebook or whatever, This one doesn't have any lines, okay? I've experimented with a few things. This one has dots. This one's dotted, right? You can get notebooks in different styles. You can get them with dotted pages, lined pages, blank pages, squared grids and stuff like that. Whatever works for you, man. I mean, just keep it simple. Um, like I said, I like to use these little kind of more pocket-sized ones. These ones are Lechterm 1917 ones. Okay, I like these. They're really nice. They have these nice little ribbons that you can use as bookmarks. This is especially useful for keeping keeping track of which page you're on. So that when you go to the gym, all you do is just flip it open, and you're on the page you want to be to write down your workout, right? Super simple, super practical. You can even get these little pen loops, so that you're not, digging around for a pen in your bag and having like a pen um, get smashed in your bag and get all your shit covered in ink. So yeah, keep it super simple. Just get a nice notebook. I personally prefer something that's a little bit aesthetic, something a little bit clean, something a little bit nice. If you want, you can get whatever, like a little diary or whatever it is. You can use whatever you want. Maybe you want to write down on fucking printer paper, or that yellow yellow lined paper that you see in offices, or toilet paper, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Just write it down. Write it down. Use a pen and paper, because that's the best way to do it. And don't use, for God's sakes, don't use a fucking app on your phone, because if that amazing, startup that created that workout logging app, all right, suddenly goes out of business because their investors decided to pull the plug, essentially you're fucked. Okay, so having a training log as a book, a little, notebook, you're not dependent on anybody. All right, all you have to do is just keep it in your gym bag. Right, no one's gonna steal it from your gym bag. No one gives a shit about your PRs, but you. All right, so but your phone, it's a different story, right? So yeah, keep it simple. Get a notebook. Log your workouts. Let me know what you think. How do you prefer to log your workouts? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. And don't forget to go to innerwarstrength.co and join the war against atrophy and buy some cool merch. Catch you later.